Imagine waking up 40,000 years ago. No cities, no phones, no books, no electricity, no streaming services, no headphones, and yet you hear music. Not from speakers, not from an orchestra, but from another human being. A voice rises through the air. Someone begins to sing. Others join in. A rhythm forms. Hands clap. Feet strike the ground. For a few moments, dozens of strangers move together as if they share a single heartbeat. Which raises a fascinating question. How did ancient humans discover music? Unlike fire, or farming, or writing, music leaves surprisingly little evidence behind. Songs don't fossilize. Voices disappear the moment they are spoken. A melody can exist for thousands of years without leaving a single trace for archaeologists to find. Yet nearly every human society ever discovered has music. Every continent, every culture, every language. Even communities separated for tens of thousands of years developed songs, rhythms, and instruments. That alone suggests something extraordinary. Music is not simply entertainment. It appears to be part of what makes us human. But where did it begin? The answer probably starts long before the first instrument, long before the first song. Perhaps even before modern humans themselves. Imagine a mother holding her baby. The infant begins crying. She gently rocks the child. Her voice becomes softer, more rhythmic. She repeats simple sounds. The baby calms down. Without realizing it, she has done something remarkably familiar. She has sung a lullaby. Scientists have noticed that parents across the world naturally change the way they speak to babies. The rhythm changes, the pitch rises, words become musical. This behavior appears almost universal, which suggests something interesting. Perhaps music did not begin as performance. Perhaps it began as communication. Long before humans sang around campfires, they may have sung to children. Communication itself has rhythm. Listen carefully to ordinary conversation. People pause, emphasize certain words, repeat patterns, change their tone. Language and music are closely connected. In fact, many researchers believe they evolved together. Neither likely appeared overnight. Both probably developed gradually over hundreds of thousands of years. Then imagine another situation. A hunting group prepares to chase large animals. Success depends on cooperation. Everyone must move together, stay together, react together. One person begins making a steady rhythm. Clap, clap, clap. Others match the beat. Suddenly, dozens of individuals are moving in sync. Modern science has demonstrated something fascinating. Shared rhythms synchronize human brains. They encourage cooperation, increase trust, and strengthen social bonds. In other words, music doesn't simply sound good, it helps groups function better. That would have been incredibly valuable for prehistoric humans, because survival depended on teamwork. A single hunter rarely brought down a mammoth alone. Large prey required planning, coordination, timing, communication. Anything that improved cooperation increased the odds of survival. Music may have become one of those tools. Even today, humans naturally use rhythm while working. Soldiers march together. Rowers synchronize their strokes. Construction workers often develop shared rhythms. Children clap games together. The pattern appears everywhere. Rhythm helps people act as one. Perhaps ancient humans discovered this long before they understood why it worked. But music wasn't only useful for work. It may also have helped preserve knowledge. Imagine living before writing existed. Everything important must be remembered. Where dangerous animals live, which plants are poisonous, when rivers flood, how to make tools, who belongs to your family. How do you ensure this knowledge survives? One surprisingly effective solution is music. Songs are easier to remember than ordinary speech. Think about how easily people memorize song lyrics today. Many adults remember songs learned during childhood decades later. Music organizes information. Rhythm creates patterns. Patterns strengthen memory. This may explain why traditional societies often preserved history through songs rather than written records. Entire generations could remember enormous amounts of information simply by singing it. Australian Aboriginal songlines provide one remarkable example. Certain songs describe landscapes in extraordinary detail. Travelers could navigate vast distances by remembering musical sequences. The song became a map, not on paper, inside the human brain. Other cultures use songs to preserve genealogy, religious beliefs, laws, stories, medical knowledge. Music became a living library, long before books existed. Archaeology provides another fascinating clue. Researchers have discovered ancient flutes carved from bird bones and mammoth ivory. Some date back more than 35,000 years. Think about that. Humans were making musical instruments long before agriculture, long before cities, long before writing. Creating a flute requires planning, skill, precision. You carefully shape the bone, carve finger holes, test different sounds, adjust the design. This is not accidental behavior. Someone intentionally built an object whose only purpose was producing music. That tells us something important. Music already mattered, enough for people to invest valuable time creating specialized instruments. And flutes were probably not the beginning. They simply survive better than wooden instruments. Many earlier musical traditions may have disappeared completely, lost to time because the materials decayed. Imagine two prehistoric friends sitting beside a fire. One strikes two sticks together. Another begins humming. Someone else taps a hollow log. A child laughs and joins in. Without planning it, an entire musical performance has appeared. No audience, no tickets, no stage, just humans enjoying sound. The natural world probably inspired much of this. Birds sing, wolves howl. Rain creates rhythm. Wind whistles through trees. Thunder shakes the ground. Ancient humans lived surrounded by sound. Unlike modern cities filled with engines and machines, prehistoric landscapes produced natural music constantly. It would have been impossible not to notice. Some researchers suspect early humans may have imitated animal calls long before creating original songs. Hunters already copied animal sounds while tracking prey. Perhaps those same abilities gradually expanded into music. Imitation often becomes innovation. Children still learn this way today. They copy, then experiment, then create something new. Music may have followed the same path. Another possibility involves emotion. Humans experience joy, grief, fear, love, excitement. Some feelings are difficult to express through ordinary speech alone. Music solves that problem. A melody can communicate emotions that words struggle to describe. Perhaps ancient funerals included songs. Perhaps celebrations did too. A successful hunt, a birth, a reunion, a victory. Music gives emotion a shared language, and shared emotions strengthen communities. For prehistoric humans, that could mean the difference between success and failure. A community that worked together survived together. Music helps strengthen those bonds. It also preserved knowledge. Before writing, important information had to be remembered. Stories, family history, traditions. Songs make memory easier. Rhythm creates patterns, and patterns are difficult to forget. Entire generations could pass knowledge forward without ever writing a single word. Perhaps the most surprising part of this story is that music may never have been invented at all. Unlike the wheel, or farming, or writing, music probably emerged little by little. A rhythm here, a melody there, a parent calming a child, a group celebrating a successful hunt, a voice echoing through the night. Each moment was small. Together, they created something that would follow humanity forever. So, how did ancient humans discover music? Probably not through one invention, not through one genius. And not through one extraordinary moment. Music grew naturally from the way humans communicate, cooperate, remember, and share emotions. The next time you hear your favorite song, or catch yourself humming without thinking, remember this. Long before concert halls, long before instruments, long before civilization, ancient humans were already gathering around campfires beneath the stars. Their songs have disappeared. Their voices are gone. But the instinct that created them still lives inside every one of us. Because music was never just entertainment. It was one of the earliest technologies humans ever developed. Not a technology made of stone, or wood, or metal, but one built from rhythm, memory, emotion, and the remarkable ability of one human mind to connect with another.